tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin study. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it, now I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next, stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a false-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't draw the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't draw the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't draw the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't draw the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now deals. They know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it. They know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What was up with that double? I don't know what just happened in OBS there, guys. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing live stream, guys. We got a lot to talk about on Bitcoin as nothing has really happened since yesterday, but we're going to talk about the price action, guys. We are actually seeing something very, very interesting popping up here on the charts, and I want to talk about it. We talked about some key levels yesterday. We talked about that liquidity sitting above $65,000. Are we going to be able to come up and grab that liquidity? Or are we potentially going to come back down from where we are now? Now, again, I don't want to put any fear in anybody's heads or hearts, because as you guys know, with the way things are looking, we are going to be looking at any kind of potential pullback as a potential higher low for a continuation to the upside. But I want to talk about a few things. We'll talk about the key levels, the liquidity above 65K, and that key level that I'm looking at in order to remain bullish if we do see a bigger pullback come in here. So to be quite honest right now, guys, like I'm kind of, I'm pretty optimistically or cautiously optimistic, right? I'm like kind of bullish right now, but we are just still being a little bit cautious, right? Because we have to keep in mind that, there is no guarantees that we're going to see those higher prices. There are a lot of things that play here macroeconomically, but as you guys know, we are chart nerds here in the Mafia, so we're going to take a look, and we're just going to trade the charts that we're given here, regardless of what happens. We have those key levels set on the chart. We wait for price to come into those key levels, look for the confirmations. If those setups or confirmations are not there, we simply do not take the trade. So yeah, with all that being said, shout out to everybody in here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got DMB Smirth says 65K is really heavy resistance, and yeah, we're going to talk about that and exactly not only why it's strong resistance, but there are some things popping up on Market Cypher B, as well as some other indicators that do look like we could potentially get a pullback. Whether we take that 65K liquidity or not, we could potentially still see a pullback here. So shout out to Mike Vito. What is going on, bro? Welcome in, my paisan. What is going on? We got Mike Vito in the chat. Servando Estrada said, see, Frankie, la salsa. Shout out to Servando Estrada. Welcome in, bro. We got Wick 589. Wick 589 in the chat saying prepping for a hurricane. We actually did just prep over here for a hurricane, guys. So if we lose power, we may get cut out here because I think the SEC might have sent over a hurricane here to stop this saucy information from getting out to the masses. But shout out to Jesse. What is going on, Jesse? Welcome in. Spamming those candle emojis, those new candle emojis. We got Crypto Mike in the chat. We got Borpata. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Al Jr. and Bitfrog shouting out the chart nerds. We got Wayne C. K Diggity shouting out the goats. Let's go. Welcome in, bro. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So, guys, few things that I want to talk about today. Now, first off, I'm going to come on over to these higher time frames. I do not know why. Let me just close down XO charts real quick here, guys, because that might speed things up here. Yeah, I don't know why this is so laggy here. I'm going to have to deal with that. Yeah, I don't know what is, I don't know why that's happening. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look here. Right now, obviously, guys, the good news, in the long term here is we are back above our macro value area low at about $60,000. That level, remember, is going to come in play a little bit later on in the stream. But, we're above that $60,000 key level of resistance, which is the value area low of this macro range. And once we get above that level, that is where we're looking to potentially begin that journey up to $67,000, which is the POC of the range. And as you guys know, that is the next major target to the upside. But as we've been covering on this live stream for quite some time is, we do have the coming on down to something like the 4 hour. Wow, this is getting really laggy here. The hurricane's trying to take us out early here, guys. But as you guys know, we did have this key level of resistance sitting at about $64,000. And this is, plethora of resistance in here. We've been watching all the way since 60K. Once we got above that value area low, this was going to be that next major area of resistance, being that we have that naked volume profile. We also had the anchored VWAP, which we are potentially trying to test once again, just really hammering that anchored VWAP from the top of the range. We also had a daily naked point of control, a weekly level, a monthly level, 2 daily naked point of controls at that, a fresh daily level. We had a lot of resistance coming in here, guys. So with that being said, not only was this our next target to the upside, but again, our next key level of resistance, which could potentially, I'll just give you a little hint there, could potentially be giving us, if we are going to get a bigger cool off here, this may be the level that it's likely to happen at. Now, if you guys watched last night's live stream, you will know that we were talking very specifically about, let me pull off Lux Algo here just to clean up the chart just a little bit. And that didn't help the speed at all. But as you guys know, we were looking up here at these wicks, and more specifically at the liquidation heat map. Let me go ahead and let me just go ahead and fire up XO charts here really quickly. Is that going to? Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh man, is this going to stick? This is going to stick right in front of me. Come on, XO charts, get out of the way. There we go. Okay, snapped over to the other screen. But as you guys know, we've been looking at these previous highs here as an area that does have some liquidity sitting above, and I will show that on the heat maps in just a second here. But very simply put, above equal highs, liquidity typically resides, right? So the idea here is if we were able to come up to this level, I'll be honest, like kind of the perfect situation in my opinion would be, even last night as we were getting super close to that level, I would have loved an SFP of that level to get that to get the liquidity grab to get the bigger drop to the downside for a little bit more of a correction before potentially continuing our move back to the upside. But we actually wound up, we did get a liquidity grab, but it was of the local wick here, which we were also looking at on last night's stream. But if I go ahead and pull up the liquidation heat maps really quickly, bear with me while these load up. Come on, high block. There we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and pop these up for you real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. I love showing these on the live stream. But as you guys can see here, if we zoom in just a little bit here, right above these wicks here, again, above equal highs, liquidity oftentimes resides. And you can see that hot block of liquidity sitting right up there at about $65,249. Again, just right above those wicks, right? And kind of the idea of last night, what I really would have liked to see a little bit better than what we're actually seeing now, was a sweep of that major liquidity level before getting the pullback. But what happened? We wound up actually just sweeping this local wick here, closer to about $64,741. So it was just a local SFP, right, of that wick, as you can see right here. Whoops. Bada boom, right there. You came up with your, typically I do like to find these on the 1 hour or the 30-minute. We actually got them on both of these time frames. Quick little wick above the level, closure down below, and then you get the continuation to the downside, right? One of the highest probability trade setups that you could possibly find. Not only do they give high probability trade setups, guys, but the invalidations are very clear, which would be right above that liquidation wick, which would have been, or right above the actual liquidity level, which would be right here, right? So the invalidation would be right above the wick, come up, liquidate all those short positions that have been entering within this range, looking for lower prices, come up, stop out those shorts, and then get that move to the downside. And once that wick confirms, you can put your stop loss right above there. Pretty simple trading strategy. And again, a super high hit rate, super good risk to reward as well. So that's kind of what happened here, right? We came up, we SFP'd that wick, and we wound up getting the drop to the downside here today. Now, again, we did front run the higher level of liquidity. So I will say you do want to still have these levels marked out on your chart in case we do wind up getting a run into that liquidity. This will still be a major level that I'm going to be looking at as resistance. However, the question is, can we come down? Can we come down from where we are right now? And I'll be quite honest with you guys. Not only are we hitting that $64,000, resistance zone, right? Support and resistance is oftentimes a zone. Sometimes you will get a reaction, based off of a specific level exactly. But for the most part, right, resistance is a zone, right? We didn't know if we were going to reject this daily naked point of control, these horizontal levels, this daily naked point of control, or grab the liquidity above. That's why we look at them as a zone. And as we approach this level, right, what we were looking at, guys, here was the higher highs on our price action with pulling up Market Cipher B here. Which shout out to Market Cipher B, guys. Hopefully this works. We have new lower thirds. If you're looking to save some money and you want to check out Market Cipher, we now have lower thirds here, so I don't have to say it anymore. We can just pull it up here, and you guys can use my discount code. But the idea here, guys, was that we were, and some of the things that we were looking at last night were the higher highs into this resistance level, right, with some lower highs on our momentum waves, giving us those bearish divergences, oftentimes indicating a continuation to the downside, right? Not necessarily a shot down to zero, but some form of a move down. Now, we are starting to get that. We did wind up printing the 8-hour, the 6-hour, the 8-hour. Bearish divergences are now confirmed, and even on the 4-hour was kind of the first thing that we were looking at, that kind of first warning sign that we may be able to get a little cool off here. We had this local 4-hour bearish divergence, higher highs into the price, into the resistance level, lower highs on your momentum waves. We did get the cool off, and then we went to go sweep that liquidity, and we just got another move down. But again, with that liquidity still residing above here, I would still keep this level marked out on your chart for the next local resistance level. But I will say this, guys. We are now starting to see, right? The thumbnail says, watch this signal. We're not clickbaiting. There literally is a signal here. And that is the 12-hour, the 10-hour, which is now confirmed, the 10-hour bear div, 12-hour and 16-hour bearish divergences are starting to print here. Again, higher highs on your price action into that key level of resistance with your lower highs on your momentum waves. And just in general, when you have these high time frame red dots, oftentimes they can give you a cool off. Low time frame volatility is to be expected, but is this going to cause a little bit more of a correction to the downside? Now, it's impossible to answer that question in a binary fashion here. I can't say yes or no, but more often than not, you do see cool offs here. Now. I am actually I'm still in my long from $58,000 all the way down here, which if you guys saw that Fibonacci video that I dropped today, earlier on the channel, you guys highly recommend you guys check that out, because not only does it give you a beginner intro into Fibonacci, but it also goes over the exact trade recap of what I was looking at and how I was able to use those Fibonacci retracements to get into that long position, which again, I am still holding. I'll pull it up in a sec. I mean, I don't even know if I'll pull it up because I've been showing it, and price is just kind kind of gone sideways. It's kind of in the same spot. But I am still holding that. I already have $2,000 locked in profit, still up about $1,000 unrealized. But I am holding a portion of that with my stop loss at break even or in profit. I'm not sure if I moved it into profit, but it's a guaranteed winning trade, guys. But if we do wind up getting a little cool off here, there are some key levels down below. Because again, like the kind of two scenarios I see right now, I'm somewhat neutral. I am actually in a little bit of like a degenerate scalp trade entered on the 1 minute. I can go over that as well. I have it. I'm not logged into the account on the computer, but it is right here. It's at about break even. Well, I guess it's technically up 4%, but there it is. It is. Hopefully, you guys can see that. But even a very, very small scalp trade, scalp long. But for the most part, guys, I'm somewhat neutral here as far as just kind of taking the, holding the long from lower, looking for a short entry. Now, we did have a short setup in the premium Discord from the SFP up here. We already identified that level. We were looking for the short confirmations, and we got the confirmations. Unfortunately, I was not at the charts when this actually presented itself. It was right after the live stream. I was eating dinner. I was trying to live somewhat of a normal life, just went up and SFP'd those highs. And then, I didn't want to enter on the big drop. I was going to wait for a retracement, and we just never really got it. If we do get a retracement, I will be looking for shorts on the move back up in case we do get that bigger cool off based off those divergences. But my little scalp long is from right down here, right? Just kind of capitalizing on somewhat of a potential retrace. As you can see, the 2-hour green dot about to print. We also have the 90-minute green dot printing. Medium hourly time frames, maybe looking for some kind of a little bit of a retracement. But kind of the two scenarios I see here, guys, is, are we going to come up and sweep? Let me take off that $64,000 resistance level. I think everybody knows this is all key resistance. I don't think it has to stay there. But the question is, are we going to come up and take that liquidity sitting above here? I do have a candle lit here, guys, and I think it's starting to die out. It's just like starting to smoke. But if we go ahead and I'll just kind of highlight this level here, that liquidity sitting right here, I'll mark out this as licks for liquidations. But are we going to kind of come back up to the top of the range, SFP that high, and then come back to the downside for a correction? That's kind of like scenario number one that I'm looking at. Or are we just going to come down for a retracement? And if you watch that Fibonacci level, if you watch that Fibonacci tutorial that we dropped today, you guys will know how to find those retracement levels and exactly what I look for. But are we just going to come up for a lower high and a continuation down off these bearish divergences? That I don't know, but I am absolutely prepared for either of those things to happen. If we get the push up to that liquidity up here at about $65,000, my little scalp long will continue to play out on top of my $58,000 long from lower. Will continue to pay me out, and then we can continue to look for short setups. I just don't like to short the bottom of a move here. It's typically not a great idea, to be completely honest. I just personally have to wait for a retracement, right? I would rather miss a move and sit out of a trade that I didn't get confirmation on than take a trade, degenerately with no confirmation just to get stopped out, right? Because if you keep doing that, you're going to build up bad trading, like hygiene is kind of what I call it. You just build those bad habits. So it's really important to just stick to your rules no matter what, right? Just because I wasn't here for that SFP. I was not going to FOMO in last night when I did look at the charts and we were down here, right? I was not going to just FOMO into that move. Because, if we do get the retracement, it's probably going to be a better idea to wait for a move up and then just enter on that, right? Again, just extremely important to stick to your rules. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? Maybe we come up to grab that liquidity for the correction, or maybe we just come in for the lower high and a little bit more of a correction. Obviously, the kind of third option there is that we just absolutely yeet up to our $67,000 POC. But again, with these higher time frame bearish divergences, these do oftentimes give you a little bit of a pullback. But as a trader, we can prepare ourselves in either case. So I do feel pretty good about my positions right now. And then again, as we retrace up, if we do continue, I will be looking for those short entries to kind of make up for the SFP setup that I missed here from the premium Discord. It is funny. It's like, it's almost even more frustrating, like, waking up, seeing things play out and being like, I put this setup. Like, it's literally documented. I wrote a whole post about it in the Discord. This is what to look for. And then, price just waits for me. It's like, almost like Bitcoin watches you sometimes, right? You walk away, and then it's like, he's not looking. Set it up. But anyway, that is basically what I'm looking at here. Now, guys, if we do get a continued retracement, again, I'm not just getting, super bearish, although, 65K is big resistance. And to be quite honest with you, 67K is probably, although there's not as much confluence up there, again, the $64,000 level is just jam-packed with levels, right? That's why this was, this is why we were looking at this as not only major target, but major resistance. But that $67,000 POC is also going to be a big level because we did this last night where, I was showing that, this POC sits here, right, at $67,000, and, that's with the range pulled from, the beginning of this range started in March, right? But if we pull this volume back, right, if we pull this fixed range volume profile back, that POC, now even incorporating all of these lower candles, that POC is still sitting up here, which makes it an even stronger level in my own personal opinion, right? And on top of that, when we pull our weekly trend line here, just a generic trend line pulled to the bodies of the weekly candles here, that trend line does come right in at that $67,000 POC. So like this is really the golden zone if we want to see higher prices on Bitcoin. That $67,000 level is the absolute key level to get above in my own personal opinion. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, guys. Now don't forget, if we do come up for that $65,000 liquidity, if we are lucky enough to get back up there, I will say not only do you have the liquidity sitting up there, but we do also have the fresh daily level, right? That's why I draw this as a zone. So, if you do go sweep that liquidity, you got to expect a liquidation wick, but you do have that daily level of resistance sitting up there, which could give you a little bit of backup for a potential pull down, right? And then if we flip that level, right, once you get past that daily, to be quite honest, 66.5 would be that next target, right, which is essentially, right at our $67,000 POC. So, once we get above this 65K level, there's not much holding us back from that POC of the major range. Now, with that being said, if we do get the bigger pullback, whether we get the sweep of the liquidity and then the move down, or we wind up getting the lower high and the move down, if we do wind up seeing the correction come in, the real key level that I'm looking at, guys, we've talked about this a million times, value area low of that macro range, sitting at about $60,000, right? Now, this is, we also do have a tapped daily here. This could be a key level of support to flip, or a key level of resistance to flip to support. We kind of already did that on the lower time frames, though. So kind of what I would be looking at if we do get the bigger correction here, we do have a nice bit of confluence down here at that $60,000 level. Not only is it the macro value area low of the larger range, but we also have some Fibonacci retracements coming right up into that zone. It's actually pulled from this low. Golden pocket, right? And this is like really not that shocking, right? I'll even pull it from that tap daily all the way down to that golden pocket, right? And I'm not going to pull up all the levels, but we also do have a daily naked point of control sitting right down here as well. Let me see if it'll actually pop up on TradingView. Now, these naked points of controls, naked daily points of controls can be extremely strong sometimes and great levels to trade. And you can see that daily naked point of control is right on that value area low. So sitting here between, I would call it 60,500 all the way down to about 5950 is going to be that next key level. So if we do get the bigger pullback, now I'm not saying we're definitely going to go all the way down there. We do still have some local levels in here as well. But if the real line in the sand, right, is going to be that $60,000 value area low, right? And then once you're at that value area low, like this is kind of that level we need to be inside of, right, or on top of in order to continuously look for that $67,000 POC. And that is just based off of the let me go ahead and pull the indicators off real quick. And that's just simply based off of the laws of the volume profile, right? We go from the low, flip that low to the POC to the high. Deviate above the high, look to go back to the low. Deviate below the low, look to go back to the high, back to the low, potentially back to the high. So the idea here is that if we do cool off and hold that level of the value area low as support, we could still continuously look for that POC, flip that POC, then it's probably going to be off into higher prices. So those are the key levels. $60,000, I should say, $6,500 to $60,000 is the next key level of support if we do get a bigger drop down. Again, we do have local levels here, but again, I'm just going to give you the kind of the longer term levels. I don't want to confuse everybody with all the local levels. And then if we do continue up, looking at those liquidations sitting just above $65,000, and we'll have to see what happens here with the bearish divergences here on the higher time frames. Money flow trying to come up. Again, not 10-hour money flow thick in the green now. So again, with this money flow in the green, I really do think local market structure here, even on the 10-hour, and even on the daily here locally, we are in bullish market structure still, right? Like come on down to the 4-hour, right? We are clearly in an uptrend here, making higher highs and higher lows, just continuing that trend to the upside. So, I will be looking for those higher lows to continue coming in. And to be quite honest, I mean, we could pull up some more kind of local levels, right? If you want, like, I'll give one more local level. Again, I don't want to overwhelm everybody with so many levels. But if we're looking at Fibonacci's, right? Fibonacci retracements, 61.3 could be like another golden pocket to watch potentially. Maybe we kind of slip the range here, right? This is kind of it's kind of hard to say, right? Because you have like the range right here, which is clearly being respected. But then, like, you kind of started the range here, I would say. So, like, these lows could have some liquidity down below. So maybe if we do come down, fake out those lows into the golden pocket. Like, this would still be a level to watch. But for the most part, $60,000 is really that big, big, big key level. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go ahead and pull my face cam up real quick. I am going to restart TradingView really fast here because this is absolutely brutal. Shout out to Tony D. I don't know why this is happening. Oh, interesting. It is actually only It is actually only happening. Interesting. It's only happening on that one TradingView tab. Why is that? Interesting. Let me just close this tab. Let me reopen the live stream tab. Interesting. Might be able to fix it here. But those are the levels I'm looking at, guys. And kind of what I'm expecting. There we go. Nice and fixed. There we go. Much better. Whew. So yeah, get above that. That's what I'm looking at, right? 65,000 above that. That's your liquidity. Daily is sitting at about 65. I'll actually give you the exact level. 65,305, and then those are the key levels down below. And to be honest, guys, if we just look at this as a clean chart, minus the volume profiles, even if you're not looking at volume profiles, the confluence is still here on that, $60,500 to $60,000 level. Golden pocket, daily. We also have a daily naked point of control flying through here. We also have some anchored VWAP, anchored VWAPs coming through there as well. I believe it from this wick. No, it's from all the way at the bottom of the trend here. Bada boom, right? That anchored VWAP is coming up there as well. So, like, yeah, this level is definitely going to be confluence. So if we get a big scary drop down, it's going to feel scary. But as long as we can hold that key level, again, now ignoring the volume profiles, right? The volume profiles even add more confluence there, right? Like, even if you pull the lower range, right? Pull this lower fixed range, right? Bada boom. Come on. Your value area high comes right in there as well. It's not, let me see if I pull it. I've been looking at this as two kind of ranges here. So let me look at the previous range, actually. Just kind of doing nerd stuff here, guys. Yeah, I mean, you have a decent bit of confluence here. Volume profiles or not, this is definitely going to be a key zone of support if we do continue down. So there you go, guys. Let's see. Shout out to Shackle Goblin, said, spoiler, we blast past 70K this Friday. Shout out to Shekel Goblin. Hey, bro, did I say what did I say that first time, guys? What did I say Shekel Goblin? Or I'm not gonna say what I thought I said because it could have been interpreted as dirty. But anyway, shout out to Shekel Goblin. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we could do that. That would be really, really nice. We get a nice little weekend pump here. But again, coming from a higher time frame perspective, guys, I will say, right, like, it's only really the higher daily time frame money flow that isn't looking amazing, right? Again, I bring this up all the time. This doesn't mean that we're going to 40K, but that's really the only thing here. 3-day money flow, we'll always kind of check in on this until it fakes back out into the green. Starting to get a little rejection here. Again, not really writing home about this. 4-day money flow still kind of just in the same spot it was yesterday. 5-day money flow trying to tick back up. 6-day money flow kind of flat. Weekly money flow trying to tick back up, right? So, this 3-day money flow is really the one thing that kind of doesn't look the best. 2-day money flow trying to come back in. The nice thing here, guys, is if we are going to get the fake out on the 3-day money flow and it's going to come back into the green, we'll likely get the warning signs, right? Like, maybe this money flow crossover on the daily is a warning sign. We'll likely see that 1-day money flow come back into the green, and if that starts to look strong, we could probably look for the 2-day money flow to start crossing back into the green. And then at that point, when you start seeing that money flow come back to the upside, that's kind of where you could say to yourself, well, hey, maybe that 3-day is going to fake out, which is definitely possible, right? We are obviously still in a downtrend, but, like, is this a bull flag? It could be, right? This could be a bull flag. And then we get up to that $67,000 POC, which would, coincidentally, if I hide some of this stuff, let me hide these levels, right? And I'll just pull this bull flag real quick. I just want to see this kind of for myself. Right, so we just kind of pull this bull flag just kind of roughly. All right, we'll just pull it like this. I mean, if we were to break out here, and if you were trading this like a pattern, I don't trade like this, but if you were trading the pattern, maybe if we pull it to the wicks, try to make sense of this. What is this? Yeah, I mean, depending on how you draw it, I like on the higher time frames to draw to the bodies of the candles. But, I mean, if you pull up your macro volume profile here, right, I mean, if you break out and you're looking at, like, long the retest of a bull flag, like, the retest of that POC is pretty dang close to the retest of that bull flag. And that POC is kind of the key level that I want to see us get above in order to come in and start taking out 70K. So that would line up. That would kind of be the bullish case based off that bull flag. And as long as the money flow fakes out on the 3-day, then we'd be in pretty good shape. But again, if we get the move down, like, we're going to come back to that 3-day money flow and be like, it was there, right? But again, you can't make decisions just based on that super high time frame. Like, this does not mean the 3-day money flow coming into the red does not mean that we can't get shots up to these levels. And then once we get up here, it's an if this then that statement. We get up here, what does the daily money flow look like? Is it super bullish? If so, maybe that's where we can look to take out the liquidity above $70,000 and see that 3-day money flow fake out. And then just pulling up like Lux Algo here as well, guys. I was kind of looking at this, your 3-day, right? There's a lot of resistance coming up here. The smart trail, 3-day smart trail on Lux Algo is sitting here, getting in that, that $68,000 to $67,000 zone, which is super, super, super important resistance. And, just looking at the market structure here, if we pull up the, let me change the candle coloring here on Lux. Pull up the price actions concepts, right? We'll turn on the candle coloring. Looking at the higher time frames here, I'll actually take off the smart trail. And here's the nice thing too. On Lux Algo, guys, we have now flipped the daily smart trail, which again added to that $64,000 resistance. That's now flipped bullish, right? So if we do get the correction down, that smart trail, this daily smart trail can come up and meet us at that high level of confluence that we have down here at the $60,000 zone. Like, that would be super, super nice to see for a long-term support flip, right? That daily smart trail comes in, you flip it, and then this is where you would be looking for entries on a higher low, right? So if you do cool off there, I will be looking for fresh longs here. If you just go back and, look at this, when you change trends, right, you flip from bearish to bullish on the smart trail, those retests of those bullish smart trails are oftentimes great places to get in for the continuation of the trend, right? You pull back to the bullish smart trail, big move to the upside, pull back to the bullish smart trail, big move to the upside, you pull back, big move to the upside, big move to the upside, right? And then obviously it gets a little faked out. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but if we could see that, right, just trying to front run what this may do if we get a pullback. Again, hard to say if we're going to get it, but if we do get that, I would love to see that daily smart trail come in here. It would give me even more confidence to look for those longs, potentially back up to those higher prices. So even on the pullback, guys, we got the bear divs on the higher time frames, but even those pullbacks at this point would potentially make me be looking for the continuation up, right? Like, you got to have ups and downs. You have to have those ebbs and flows in the market. But coming up here to a higher time frame, right? These candles are still purple, right? You get the bearish change of character. This was another thing that we were looking, I mean, even here, right? Coming to the weekly smart trail bounce, weekly smart trail bounce, weekly smart trail bounce. Not too shabby to look at for simple support and resistance. But I will say this, guys. This is just market structures. One of the things I love about Lux Algo, especially with the price actions concepts, I do believe they have like a light version of this for free on TradingView. If you just type in price action, I'm sure the Lux Algo one will pop up. And it's probably going to be free. But this is the premium one. But I will say this. This is nice because it could just kind of like help you learn price action. But once you get this bearish change of character, and this is again on the weekly time frame, this was one of those things that was making me look for the potential lower highs, right? Because I always say this, very similar to how money flow works. You can use these changes of character as a filter on whether you should be favoring longs or shorts, right? So on the weekly time frame, would I want to be looking for all-time highs after we've gotten a bearish change of character? Well, not necessarily, right? Because once you get that bearish change of character, that's what changes these candles to purple, just so you know. It's just the colored candles kind of make it nice and easy to see. So you get that bearish change of character, your candles turn purple, and at that moment, you are going to be more looking for the trend continuation, right, which would be to the downside. So once those candlesticks turn purple, you're going to be looking for a lackluster bounce for a lower high, and then another break to the downside to crack that previous low, right? And that is, again, one of those things that was helping us look for these lower highs continuously to get those moves to the downside, right? And I believe we did also have this right here, like on the 2-day. Do we have it on the daily as well? Yeah, we did have it on the daily daily here, but on the 2-day, you can see the same thing, right? The higher time frames, you come down, you get that bearish change of character. At that point, you're going to be favoring, at least within the context of the 2-day, right? This doesn't mean that you're going to favor shorts on the 15-minute, right? Because once you get down to the value area low, you still have a big move up here on the 2-day to put in a lower high, right? Where's that lower high likely to come in at? Pull from your fib from the high to the low, probably going to come in between that Fibonacci golden pocket 786, especially with the confluence here of that 786 on the value area high. But just looking at that, right, you're pulling your fib, you're saying, well, hey, if we put a lower high in, it could happen at that value area high. But, if you're looking at price and it's all the way down here, just because you have the bearish change of character here on your 2-day doesn't mean that you're going to favor shorts on a 15-minute, right? Because obviously you're going to wait for that retracement, and a 2-day retracement on a lower time frame can look like a massive pump, right? And what happened? You wound up bouncing, right? But then what happened? You came right into that 786, put in the lower high, and then what happened shortly after that? You wound up getting the big move down and the break to the downside, putting in the lower low, cracking that previous low, right? So again, pulling this up to the current price action, the reason I bring this up is because, I would love to see these 3-day and the weekly candles turn green. Once we get a green candle here on Lux Algo, I will say, that could potentially be a nice little sign of strength for a continuation back to the upside. So there you go. That is what I would be looking at as far as the higher time frames go. Shout out to Meme Coin Melody, says your song is ready. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. No way, bro. At Tony D, I would love to hear this. Is it a Frankie Candle song? Is it a CandleMafia song? I hope it's a CandleMafia song. But Frankie Candle song would be absolutely awesome as well. Shout out to Man Bear Pig, says dump capitulation. Shout out to Man Bear Pig. At Tony D, try to get in touch with Meme Coin Melodies and see if we can get him a place to send that to. Okay, so with that being said, guys, that is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin here. So there you go. There's the high time frame levels, and not only that, but those lower time frame levels. Hopefully, we can get this kind of local uptrend to continue with the. Let's see here, 1 hour. Ooh, we're gonna flip over here. Yeah, 2-hour green dot. If we can get those 2-hour green dots, maybe we get the continuation for the scalp long. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at here on Bitcoin, guys. Other than that, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Bear FOMO will be real. Shout out to Shekel Goblin. Bears will have to give in eventually. Yeah, I would agree. I don't hold any short positions right now. That might change by tomorrow, though. But yeah, with that being said, guys, go ahead and drop those altcoins in the chat. Rob the Crypto Stomp, count the votes, and let us know what we're looking at. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that Aztecian Cactus H2O here. Shout out to Dark Crash. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at, I'll start off with Ethereum, and then we'll move into the altcoin requests. Drop them in the chat right now. And I will say, guys, actually, let's take a look at Total 3 real quick. Take a look at the overall altcoin market here. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay, alts are flying in. But let's go ahead and take a look here at, so here we go, right? This is Total 3. I'll actually just pull this volume profile so we can actually see the actual profile. So yeah, this is that volume profile that I've been looking at on Total 3 here, guys. And, you know, recently, or the last time that we looked at Total 3, we were looking at this value area low as the absolute key level to hold. Right now, we came down here a while ago, but this is an extremely important support on Total 3, in my opinion. Right, very similar to Bitcoin. You know, just that macro value area low. That macro value area low is coming from a very similar spot as it was on Bitcoin. Right, it's just coming from the 2021 bull market highs, where we created that range. Right, and if we want to see bigger moves here up in the altcoin market, coming up to that POC and potentially off into the value area high, we must, you know. Step number one is we must remain above this level, right? Now, not only do we have the value area low, but we had that golden pocket retracement coming in right near that value area low. So as long as we hold this blue box and, you know, potentially we kind of went for that 786 slightly here back on August 5th when we got the big dump. But as long as we can remain above this value area low and golden pocket, we can potentially look for that move up to the POC, and then just like any other volume profile, flip that POC. That's kind of where we can look for the bigger moves up. So to be quite honest with you, you do have some local ranges here as well. You could pull this range here. That's probably going to give you some resistance, right? This is probably going to give you some resistance as well. So you have the local levels, but for the most part, like right here, like 525 billion is what you kind of want to stay above, and this golden pocket sitting just below that as well, about 500. Now, coming from a market cipher perspective, let's take a look at the monthly VWAP coming up. Now, I know there's some altcoins are pumping. We got a decent bit of altcoins that have been getting some pretty decent moves. I don't know why I clicked on Casper, I should say. But we've seen like Sui. We've seen a lot of things performing really well recently. And I talked about this the other day. Everyone's saying like, is it altcoin season? And I define altcoin season like a real alt season, right? Like maybe we have mini alt seasons, but a real alt season, guys, is like when Bitcoin's in price discovery, right? Like these little like pops up on the altcoins, I would not consider an alt season, right? Like we have seen like mini alt seasons, but for real alt season to start, I'll be honest, like we really need to see this thing go off and get like a really, really, really big move. At least get above that POC to see real alt season start. But I'll be honest, a lot of the altcoins, as we've been looking at, even since even last week, some of these altcoins have been looking pretty decent, right? Like a lot of things hitting like some pretty important levels of resistance. I'm just clicking random altcoins because I can't see them here. So here, like Atom hitting that very, very key level here down at about call it 385. Right, like hitting that very, very key level. Like if we lose this, it's gonna be pretty ugly for Atom. So like we were praying to hold this, and as we get the move up, right, and this is what we've been looking at recently, get above this value area low. We could look for some kind of a move up on Atom, right? Like this, even if we saw a move from this value area low up to the high, a 42% move on an altcoin, especially with a decently high market cap like Atom, that's a pretty nice move, right? But now would I consider that alt season? Not really. But still nice moves to be had here potentially if we can remain in a lot. And a lot of these altcoins are in very similar situations, right? Like Link tapping on the value area low of a pretty key zone here. So we'll dig a little deeper into those in a second. But let's go ahead and pull up. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's pull up Ethereum here real quick. Boom. Okay, so for Ethereum, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, right? Like this is the same as what we've been looking at, to be quite honest with you. We're just sitting within our two major zones, right? I'll give you the two major ranges. Once again, major volume profile to the high, to the upside, right? Starts value area low at about 3,000. POC sitting at 34.95, and then the value area high sitting at $3,700, right? Now, again, you have some kind of local levels just below that. You have this golden pocket starting at about $2,900, but these are the major zones, right? I would say 3,000 all the way up to about $3,700. This is the main range you want to break into if you want ETH to start ripping, right? You got to flip that value area low, and that's where, honestly, that's kind of step number one. And then once you break above this weekly naked point of control at 3,200, that's where I think you see ETH really start to perform well. But, that second range is pulled from May of 2022, which is kind of more locally what we're looking at here, where we have the value area low sitting at $2,500. So similar to Bitcoin, if we hold this value area low at $2,500, this is kind of what I would be looking for in order to call for the higher move up to about $3,100 to $3,200. And if we come on down to some lower time frames, such as the 4-hour, we can actually, I could probably just pull this from here. Local fibs. Yeah, $2,500 is that key level. You lose this value area low. I don't want to lose this, right? Because we want to stay within this range in order to call for the higher prices on ETH up to that $3,100 to $3,200 zone. Now, pulling the local levels here, you can see we have this local profile that we're kind of bing-bonging around in. But other than that, like the real levels here on Ethereum are going to be $2,500 as your key support, and then your key level of resistance or doorway to $3,100 is light, or $3,100 to $3,200 is probably going to be sitting at about $2,830, in my opinion. This is a doorway to higher prices, right? A local doorway, right? I'll even label this in case it does play out. I'll go ahead and label this. Whoops. doorway to 3,100 to 3,200, right? And now the reason for this, right? The simple reason for this is that if we get above this level, there's really not much more resistance because we have then broken out of this local range, and within the grand scheme of things, you're within this larger range, right? So as long as we get above that local resistance, that's where I think 31 to 3,200 comes in. So there you go. And that doorway to 31 to 3,200 is coming in at about 28.29. But again, it's going to be resistance until proven otherwise. So there you go. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Tony D says, well, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, I just vetted the song. It's safe to play on stream. It slaps. Stream it live now. Okay. I will do that at the end of the stream. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies, bro. Now I'm amped. Stick around to the end of the stream. Tony, take the link away. Take the link away. I actually don't think he can now. We should have saved it, and I would have played it at the end of the stream. But yeah, now the cat's out of the bag. But shout out to Tony D. I will. Oh, he can retract it. Let's go. He just wasted $5. Let's go. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you, bro. Some people probably grabbed it, but hopefully you were quick. But yeah, we'll pull that up in a little while, guys. I'm actually amped. If Tony said it slaps, it probably slaps. Shout out to Tony D. Quickest hands in the West. Him and Tyler Durden are fighting for that title. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Sob. Thank you for dropping those altcoins in the chat. Let's go ahead and actually let's check our poll here. We got 31% of you guys are lightly seasoned members. 25% of you, good quarter, are full flavor OG. And then we got heavily seasoned members coming at 25. So 50% light OG and fully seasoned OGs. And then the other 50% are lightly seasoned members and very first time here. Shout out to the new CandleMafia members. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. If you like free crypto, because we do give away free crypto if you hit the like button. But yeah, smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you appreciate this free sauce given here every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Oh, baby, we're switching it up. Coming on, starting off with whiff. Let's go ahead and take a whiff. Here we go. All right, let's take a look here. So I'm going to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. I'm just kidding. Only the Vine folks will remember that. But let's see here. Nice breakout of this local volume profile. So, I don't really have a lot of levels here. I don't have anything on this chart, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and mark all this out for you guys. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. First off, let's just take a quick look. Bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Cool off, not impossible, right? 4-hour bold bear div could bring you down. Hard to say because we don't have a ton of price history here, but I will say 2-day money flow starting to work its way up here. That doesn't look bad. It's kind of flat locally, but kind of generally trying to trend to the upside. I'll actually just go ahead and pull this whole range. Okay. Okay, so I would say if you can flip, I'll be honest here. Let's pull up the weekly. Let's pull up the lower time frame so I can look at this weekly level. Let's see something here. Okay, not the best. Let me see if I can get, yeah, like this is the impulse. Yeah, I would love to hold this level here on whiff. If we did come back down there, flip that weekly, go back for a golden pocket retracement, right? Flip that weekly to support for another big move up. That would be nice. That would be something I would look for. 4-hour bear div is printing, though, so that might be able to give you the move down. 8-hour red dot looking to print. We got to go check those lower time frames, which is going to be the 30-minute looking to continue trending to the downside. So, yeah, kind of hard to call here. Not something I would trade, but if you get that 8-hour red dot and that 30-minute money flow crosses into the red, that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red might be the thing to kind of give you the start of that move down to this key level. But that is sitting here between about $1.90 and $1.84. Yeah, about $1.84. That'd be the first level. Second level of support I would look for if you want a continuation up would be the 786 value area high retest. So, yeah. And then your next move to the upside, to be quite honest with you, would kind of come in right here. Right? So that would kind of be the next major zone of resistance that I would look at. And I would actually probably just look at this as a volume profile. Right? Boom. So if you are able to kind of settle down here and continue up, could be looking at a 238 to 267 width. Not going to be the only thing. Not going to be the only level, obviously. Not going to be the only level of resistance, but let's see where our macro golden pocket retracement sits. Yeah, I mean, even for like a general retracement, like, yeah, I mean, you got this volume profile from in here. I don't want to pull up too many levels here and confuse everybody. But yeah, I think the golden pocket at this point, this golden pocket at 220 up to about 225, if you do continue up, that's probably going to be your next step or next stop to the upside, in my own personal opinion. And then, break that. You're just looking for the 786, right? Which also, makes a lot of sense. So maybe you get the cool off. If you're lucky enough to get the cool off, next stop would be the golden pocket. Who knows if you come up there first or second, based off of 4-hour bear div could bring you back down first. But golden pocket would be kind of the next step here, 220 up to about 226. And then once you get above that, you're looking for the 786, which is pretty close to the POC of this local range. And based off auction market theory, guys, just generally, you are going to be looking for price to be seeking out fair value. And when you look at this, in the grand scheme of things, even if we hide all the TA, right? You have your fair value here. You have your fair value here, right? I'll just mark it out with purple boxes, right? Like, this is what price is likely to do, right? You're probably, if you get in balance, right, and the buyers start outpowering the sellers, we're probably going to gravitate towards this zone, right? Just very simply put, that's how auction market theory works. Now, pulling the macro range here, yeah, this actually does line up, right? Because if you pull this volume profile, again, it's all a game of rotating volume profiles. This is how we make a lot of these awesome calls on this channel, is based off the volume profiles, right? And again, we pull up all the TA here, value area here, value area here. Now, depending on how much you want to break these value areas into, right, you don't even have to really be looking at this one. You're still going to be calling for very similar levels, right? Because if I were just looking at, if I wanted to hide this local range, right, and I just want to look at this as macro, like just higher time frame levels, right, what would I be expecting? Well, hey, value down here. Once we get imbalance and break out of this range, we're going to go seek out this value area low and POC. What is that also in line with, right? That is also in line with, it's also in line, boom, 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 with this range up here, right? It's very similar targets. So, and then you start working in the Fibonacci retracements, bada boom, high to the low, 786 working in there as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I would be looking for. Now this is a little bit, obviously a little bit higher time frame, but if we can, potentially come up to the daily, right? So we can get a little better look here. Yeah, if we could potentially, as long as we stay above this value area high, in my opinion, could potentially continue up there. If you even go for the pullback, maybe you just rip up. But that would be the next kind of things I would be looking for on WIF. Yeah, 16-hour money flow crossing into the red, 10 hours still pretty nicely in the green here with your, can't really tell if there's a green dot here on the weekly. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd look for. Again, not impossible to cool off, but could be looking higher, potentially. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Shout out to Zen, said perfect. The only day I get off work a little earlier. Shout out to Zen. I don't know exactly who he's talking to or they're talking to. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking. That's what I would be looking for. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at Jasmine. I actually saw a lot of people shouting out Jasmine last night. Let's take a look here. Let me pull up the live stream chart. Jasmine. And let's zoom in here. Take a look at the daily. Back to the value area high. I guess range still getting respected. Local range, that is. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. Beautiful reaction off that value area high. Let's see. Are you getting the 4-hour bear divs? No 4-hour. Technically, not something I would necessarily look at. I like mine to be a little bit more local here with the bear divs. But, I mean, look at that reaction off that value area high. Just flip that POC right up to the value area high and the rejection. Unbelievable. But for the most part, like, this is still your macro range. Key level of support here, in the macro would be about 0.016. Key level of resistance to get above is going to be 0.023, right? Break out of this value area high. I think the next stop is likely to be, let me pull your fib. I'll pull my fib. Sorry, I'm not trying to pull other people's fibs. Jeez. Whew, not trying to be creepy, guys. But let me see. A little wonked out, but I don't hate that range. Yeah, I'd probably look at this like this, right? Boom, boom. Yeah, so I mean, I would say like pull up the VPVR as well, just to get an idea of the volume, right? So doorway to higher prices is probably going to be this wick, right? As long as you don't just like SFP this high, this is your doorway to higher prices, in my opinion, right? Because if even though this isn't if you do break out here, like once you get above this level, if you don't get the SFP, I would look for a quick move through this low volume gap. Next target getting pretty close to about 0.0275, and that's what I'd look at on Jasmy here. When that happens is very hard to tell, but those are the key levels that I would be looking at, right? Like daily, kind of looking, money flow crossover into the green on the daily, not looking too shabby, right? Same thing on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's money flow crossover into the green on the daily is also not looking horrible as long as we can keep it up there. We don't lose it again. But yeah, daily money flow crossover into the green. Check that 10 hour. 10 hour now, pretty healthy into the green here. So yeah, hopefully we can get that breakout. This is your key level to break. Get out of this value area with a strong breakout. Next stop is, pretty quickly, probably with the low volume gap there, probably going to be 0.027, right? Again, you do have some kind of, support resistance down here at 0.025, but in general, like pretty big volume fall off there. So that's what I'd look for. Breakout here, hopefully get the move in there. And then, locally, maybe you pull back kind of a little bit, right? But other than that, you have your volume profile down here to kind of guide you the way, right? Hold above the POC. You can look to reattack the value area low. Break below the POC, can't hold it. That's where you look for the bigger drop down. So there you go. That's what I'll be looking at on Jasmy. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Joe. I'm going to call you a Johan. Don't mess with the Johan. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. I'm just messing around. Said, can you take a look at Turbo? I can write Turbo on my hand, and then we'll try to take a look at it. Absolutely. I will try. My best. There we go. Turbo time. Let me know if anybody knows where that reference is from. It's Turbo time. I don't think anyone's going to get that. Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you guys get that reference. Let's see. Yo, shout out to French Toaster, said all aboard. Everybody, next stop, Profit Town. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Arnold and Sinbad, shout out to Bullish and Bradley. Maybe from that. Not what I'm thinking of. Turbo Man jingle all day. Okay, come on. Somebody Power Rangers. DuckTales, no. Close. No, I'm just kidding, Rob. Shout out to Rob. Not DuckTales. It's a Netflix show. I think it's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix show. It's hilarious. It's very obscure. It's very weird. It's very funny. Come on. Max Steel. Yo, Max Steel? Hang on a second, guys. We're taking a look at Arrow in a second, but hang on. Who said Max Steel? That is not what it's from. Zen, did you just unlock a memory of me sitting at my kitchen table as a child watching my 13-inch tube TV? I have not thought of this if this is what I think it is. Oh my, is this what I thought oh wait, hang on. Maybe this isn't what I'm thinking of. Was Max Steel? No, this was like a show on this was like a cartoon. Wasn't it? Never Max Steel TV series. Never mind. This is not what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of? I thought I had like a Max Steel action figure. Am I tripping? What was the name of that? Somebody help me out here. Max Steel action figure 90s? Somebody help me out here. Am I thinking of something different? No, Max Steel. This is definitely what I was thinking of. Wow, man, I'm old. I can't remember this. Oh, shout out to Crypto Pollo. Give me the membership. Let's go. Can't flash the lights. I don't have the remote here. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. And shout out to everybody who just got one. Drop those, I don't know, candle emojis if you just got those access to those special emojis. And Bubba's Crypto. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Gifted the 5 Frankie Candles memberships as well. Let's go. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto and Crypto Pollo. Let's get it. Drop some love in the chat for them. Mark Dutch getting a membership. Trading Cypher with a membership. Let's go. Minsky, come on, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for that, guys. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to Crypto Pollo and Bubba's Crypto. Absolute OGs of the channel. But yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of. Maybe I think it is Max Steel. Yeah, drop those candle emojis in the chat. And Al Jr., let's go. Shout out to Al Jr. Wait, Al, did you drop memberships? Shout out to Al. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh, no. Okay, shout out to Al Jr. anyway. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Thanks for the memberships. But yeah, the show is called I Think You Should Leave. I highly recommend it on Netflix. It's the dumbest show you'll ever watch, but it's hilarious. BTC creeping. BTC creeping. Creeping up or creeping down? Oh, she's creeping down, baby. She's creeping down. Send it to 0, baby. Send it to 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. I am kind of upset that I wasn't able to catch that short setup from the premium up here. Kind of obnoxious. I'm like, people wonder why I don't like to leave my desk. Frank, you should take a break, man. And then things like this happen, and I never want to leave. I'm going to sit here till 2 in the morning today now. I'm just kidding, guys. Well, I'm going to get it in the Discord. That's really what I care about. But let's continue on here and take a look at Aerodrome. Aerodrome. Let's check it out. And we'll try to take a look at turbo time. All right, let's take a look at the KuCoin chart. Look at that, guys. Look at the – it's like, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes these volume profiles make me think that, like, how is that possible? Shout out to the volume profiles. I think we're going to come out with some volume profile merch. I think we should – Tony D, we should do, like, volume profile merch. I think we should do a series. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, so was it not a show, but it was a toy? Max Steel was an amazing. Yeah, remember. I think it is. I think it is Max Steel. Shout out to who I forgot who said it. Somebody unlocked that memory for me. Shout out to Crypto Pollo said, "Thank you for Frankie Candles. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the alpha you drop. I have teleported as a trader, and it all started here." Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Let's go. These are the chats that I live for, guys. This is why I come up here every single day and continue to grind out these charts with the Mafia. It's for chats like that. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Happy to hear that I was able to help you out so much. And thank you for showing love, bro. I really do appreciate you. Absolute OG, man. But taking a look at shout out to Steve. Yo, let's go. Shout out to French Toaster. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here at Aerodrome. Up here at the value area high, bearish divergences, right? So not impossible to cool off here just a little bit. Money flow on the daily is in the green, right? So if we do stay in the green here with money flow, even if you get the daily red dot, you may just get a little cool off before potentially continuing higher, right? Again, not calling for an alt season necessarily, but oh, Bitcoin's starting to pull back a little bit. Starting to pull back. Oh, she's dumping. I'm just kidding, guys. It's the 10-minute time frame. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, taking a look at Jasmine, right? Not Jasmine. What am I saying? Arrow on the KuCoin chart. Yeah, I mean, right at the value area high here, right? So bear divs could potentially bring you down, but you know, again, as long as this money flow on the daily stays in the green, 16-hour money flow. I mean, it is a little choppy here, right? Like you're getting those bear divs. You're getting those bear divs, right, on the higher time frame. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Like that's one of the big reasons, one of the big things that we were looking for yesterday on Bitcoin were the high time frame bearish divergences. But really what I would have liked to see a little better was a shot into that liquidity at 65K, but we still got those divs. We don't know if the top is going to come in, sweep that liquidity at 65K, or you're just going to put the divs in here and reject the major level of resistance of $64,000, right? Like either way, whether you take the liquidity above 65K or not, you have those bearish divergences into key level of resistance, right? And that's why with the daily red dot, we were looking for a potential pullback. And it printed. It is still there. It just hasn't really given the move just yet. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, as far as Aerodrome, at the value area high here, I mean, again, money flow stays in the red. Ooh, is this a 1 hour blood diamond? There she blows. Could potentially. Oh, she's flashing. She's flashing. But yeah, I mean, you came to the value area high. You have the bearish divergences. 1 hour blood diamond would be a nice little chef's kiss if you're going to get a little retracement here or some kind of pullback off that value area high. This is not necessarily where you want to look for longs, right? Especially if you're deviating above. That's not where you necessarily want to look for longs, right? You want to look for longs as you reclaim the value area low, which happened right back here, right? And it's not even like, it's insane, right? Like if we pull this up, I'm sorry, that's the POC. So yeah, the value area low reclaim doesn't have a line. Let me draw the line here. Bada boom. These volume profiles are some of the most lucrative trading tools you can use. And again, it's not as easy as just like, you flip it, you're definitely coming up. But more often than not, the more you look at these, the more you realize how well they play out. But you try to get up here, you play around, and then once you're able to hold it as support, right there, next stop, POC. I mean, even here, right? You flip it, POC, flip that POC, off to the value area high, and now at this level is where you want to look for shorts, potentially back down to the POC and the value area low, if you're looking at this as a range. But if that trend up continues, you just got to be aware that you do have local levels here, right? Potentially coming to test these golden pockets. I would actually probably pull it from here, right? Because here, you probably have this value area high confluence on the golden pocket. Yeah, so this would be like some kind of a support that I would look for, right? If I were short on Aerodrome right now, and I was looking for this pullback, I would look for it to come into the 786 value area high golden pocket zone in case the trend does continue up. But again, you could hold a portion of that short, potentially targeting down to that POC value area low, right? But you got to take your profit, move your stop loss to break even, or at least move it into profit, or move it to break even. 15-hour bear div as well. Yeah, I think some things could cool off here, right? Like with the exception of like maybe Bitcoin goes to get like, I think if we did take that liquidity, guys, again, I would have preferred to see the liquidity taken above 65K here. This is still there, right? Like we come up to this level, whether it happens tonight, tomorrow, the next day, whatever happens, right? Like if that liquidity is there, I will be watching this level. Like we don't know if we're going to come up to it, but you have to have the level marked. So if price does come up there, hey, this is an important level to watch. But whether we get that, liquidation, liquidity to get hit or not, I do think that correction would be somewhat on time here because not only is it the daily red dot that was printing yesterday, it would have been really nice. Or I guess this really has been confirmed for a little bit, but on Heikinashi's, it's only been confirmed for a day. But not only would this be nice to, get that red dot to kind of cool you off a little bit, but I mean, taking a look at the VWAPs, right? Again, the VWAPs indicating the ebbs and flows in the market, not the trend, right? When I say there's a 2-day red dot, this does not mean that we're necessarily going to zero, right? It doesn't mean that you're definitely going to dump down, right? This is going to be the red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows. Ebbs, flows, ebbs. That's what green dot, you got to push up. Red dot, you got to push down. Now, this is the 2-day time frame, so these moves up and down are big, right? But green dot, push up. Red dot, push down. Green dot, push up. Red dot, push down, right? That's the ebbs and flows of the market, right? The money flow is what indicates the overall trend. I will say this till I'm blue in the face because this is one of the most helpful things ever. So if we get that 2-day red dot, it could be an ebb to the downside before a flow back up to higher prices. So keep that in mind, right? Doesn't mean 2-day red dot, what happened, if we come down here, right, and we get a big bounce, it's a lot of people will think what happened to the 2-day red dot? I thought that was bearish. It is, but it's not as easy as just bearish means go to zero. And it's very important to realize, especially if you want to be a trader, and if you could get that, if you could understand the difference between the money flow and the red and green dots, or there's millions of different ways to kind of identify this stuff in the market. If you can get good at that, it's an extremely lucrative skill to have, especially if you're shorting. If you can long and short, right, like we do. But I'm on edge with the storms rolling in. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get hammered pretty bad here, apparently. I don't know. I've never really had a experience with super extreme weather other than 2 feet of snow in New York. But other than that, I've never really been in super scary storms. So I'm kind of naive to it. I'm kind of well, it's a bunch of rain. But then I see videos online. I'm oh, that's why Mother Nature's so scary. But I've just been blessed enough to not have to deal with stuff like that in my life. But now maybe this will be my first tragic weather event that it's going to be actually scary. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on here. Take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and do turbo. Bada boom. This is not what I wanted. Turbo time. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so taking a look at turbo. We actually looked at this the other day, pulling these Fibonacci retracements and extensions. Pretty simply put, let's see. Yeah, so we held that 786 perfectly, right, as we started to create this kind of larger range here. Actually pull that like that. So, yeah, I mean, here's your range. Like, you're still within your range, right? Value area high. I'm just going to read off the actual numbers. I'm not going to read the zeros because I don't want to butcher them. Or I guess it's, yeah, so value area high sitting at 0.0064. POC sitting at 0.0041. Value area low sitting at 0.0034. And you can see we have the golden pocket, or 786 retracement pulled from this local low, pulled to the high, which gave us this 786 retracement, which wound up retracing right into, again, if you guys want to check out the Fibonacci retracement video we just uploaded today, I highly recommend it. If you're learning not only how to use a Fibonacci, where to pull them from, when to pull them, when to use them, but also to watch how I break down a trade that I was actually in and still in, which is still up $3,000. I break down that trade 100%, show you guys exactly what I looked at to find that trade. And I even get a little entry trigger as well. Although entry triggers are finicky sometimes. You want to find more than one, and they don't all play out like this one did. But definitely check out that video if you're interested. But, yeah, holding that 786 pretty nicely. But we did form this range here. So very simply put, I mean, I'd be looking at this in terms of this volume profile, right? Are we getting those same 4-hour bear divs that we're getting on a lot of the other time frame, other altcoins? I mean, this, in my opinion, kind of looks like an ascending triangle, right? Somewhat, right? Like you have uptrend, flat level of resistance. These do break up more than they break down. So hard to say. You have a 4-hour green dot. No real bearish divergences here on the 4-hour. They're kind of just like flat. Not that it's not a divergence. It's kind of an exaggerated divergence, but we'll see what happens here. Daily VWAP coming up. Yeah, I don't know. This actually doesn't look 8-hour green dot. Check that 30-minute money flow already in the green. Yeah, hard to say. But I will say, like, if you do get above here and you deviate above that level, next key level of resistance, in my opinion, would be this. I'm actually going to... Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, this is pulled from the all high to the low. Okay, yeah, so if we break out here, next zone I would look at is 0.0073, and then break above that, 0.0082, and then once you break, I mean, I would be careful of the, I would definitely be careful of the high here, but once you break that high, like, that's where you're looking at the, like, 1 cent zone, right? Once you get above this high, you could start looking between 1 cent and 0.014, right? But yeah, that's kind of what I would look for. Kind of hard to call a direction on this right now. If you do break up, though, those are the targets I would be looking at. If you come down, I'd be looking at things in terms of this local volume profile. POC sitting at 4.2, and then the value area low sitting at 3.4. So there you go, guys. That's what I'm looking at for Turbo. Turbo time. I can't get that out of my head now. We'll take a quick look at SUI. We've been looking at SUI for quite some time here. We looked at this a bunch recently. Let me see if I could actually find the chart. That's SUI Bitcoin. That's not what we want. We were looking at the KuCoin chart? What were we looking at on SUI? Maybe it was on this. Yeah, it was right here. So, yeah, SUI, it's like you can't make it up, guys. Last night, we were looking at that 786 value area high, and actually, I think we were even front-running the level slightly, talking about how we were recently looking at this being the next major area of balance. Again, auction market theory. The price is always seeking fair value. What is fair value look like on the chart? Fair value looks like this on the chart. It looks like a range, right? It looks like an area where buyers and sellers agree upon a price range. And then once they don't agree anymore, and the buyers, right, up here, we reject here, the sellers are saying, hey, this is really expensive. We're going to sell it back in, right? And then they buy it back from the low to the high, then from the high to the low. And now here the buyers are like, nope, This is where we break them out, right? Buyers get strong. Sellers are thinking, hey, let's give up here, right? The buyers outweigh the sellers. And what happens? You get imbalance. This is balance. This is imbalance, right? When you're in imbalance, price will do one of three things. And number one, it will either go seek out new value and create new value somewhere, or it will seek previous fair value. I guess really only two things, right? You're either in fair value or you're seeking new value or seeking fair value, right? But what is price going to do? It has two choices. It's either going to create a new range, right, or find new balance, shout out to the sneakers, or it's just going to, more often than not, right, like the more likely situation is that it seeks out fair value, right, previous fair value. Where is that? Sitting right here. So what happened when price broke out? It came right into this range. You flip the value area low to support, go right to the value area high, where we also had the golden pocket and the 786 retracement. Two reasons to look up towards that level. So right now, I'll be honest with you guys, I would probably be looking at this as a range, right? We can get rid of the Fibonacci retracement because we did go up and tap that 786. So we'll get rid of the retracement, and I would just be looking at this as a range. If we come back down to the low, we could potentially look for little scalp longs. And then if you break out, like next key levels, in my opinion, are going to be the monthly level at 191 and the daily at about $2.07. Break above that, you're coming into a retracement level, which... Let me actually re-pull it here because I guess I deleted it. Come on. There we go, right? And we'll pull up the extensions. And there you go. You break the all-time high, right? I would be looking for a $2.56 SUI. And there you go, guys. That is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Let's see. Shout out to K.A. or Ka, as some people say. Says, hi, Frankie. Should I short now or long? Looks like a short. Shout out to K.A. Stick around. I'm going to show you how to identify longs and shorts every day here, as you probably know if you've tuned in before. But it's a hard question to answer. I don't know if you're talking about Bitcoin. I don't know if you're talking about an altcoin. I don't know what time frame you're talking about. It is never going to be as easy as asking long or short and getting a binary answer. But if I have more details, I'd probably be able to guide you a little bit better. But I'll kind of just tell you what I'm doing. So for Bitcoin, guys, again, watching that $65,000 zone in case we do grab that liquidity. But other than that, high time frame bear divs are likely to give us a little correction to the downside, potentially looking down towards the 300. Let me actually just pull it up here. Right, looking down to the $60,000 level being an absolute key level of resistance or support if we do get the cool off, because those bear divs are not impossible to give you that move down. Again, like I don't know. I'm expecting, if you grab that liquidity, I think it'd be aggressive and then a move down, or if you just come down from this lower high like we were looking at earlier. 60,000 is the most important level of resistance, support. I keep saying resistance. Between that and about 61.3 are going to be really, really key levels to watch, in my own personal opinion. We also have a daily naked point of control a little bit higher up than that. I can actually take a look at that with you guys real quick as like a little bit of a Frankie Candles end of stream bonus here. Just actually snipe out that daily MPOC, let those candles load up. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I have it on another chart, but I don't want to leak any. Actually, I could just pull it up on. Yeah, I will just. Yeah, I'll just pull it up on XO. Come on, XO, you can do it. Cheer on, XO. Pin my next song, Frankie. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. I will play the song on the fake out, guys. Actually, maybe I'll just play the song. No fake out, guys. No fake out. I'm going to play the song. Give me a second. I'm going to come off here. I'm just going to play myself out on the thumbnail with that song. So, but yeah, that daily naked point of control is coming in at $62,000 even. So between 62 and 60K are those next key levels. If the retracement on Bitcoin continues, 62K down to 60K are the key levels of support. And if we come up, being careful around that $65,000 liquidity grab. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Enjoy this weird Frankie fake out where it's going to be different. It's going to be different. This is weird. I feel weird about it. But we're going to play that song, and I'm going to go eat some food. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. I love each and every single one of you. I don't just say that because I'm on camera. I say that because it's true. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I didn't have the link, but now I do, and I heard it's a video. So we're just gonna play the video here. Oh God, my heart's beating, guys. I don't like playing videos live on stream. Tony D vetted it though. Tony D vetted it, guys. If you see a black hole on this screen, guys, blame Tony D. Anyway, here we go. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. Hopefully this is hopefully this is good. Here we go. Oh no. Hang on, guys. Can't hear it. Hold up. What is going on here? Okay, I think we're good. Here we go. Who is Frankie Candles? You're going to understand that now. Let's get it. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. Let's see. Bada boom. I have no idea what this is. Let's go ahead and shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. Said, "Oh, Frankie, my man, I've made a channel for Meme Coin music." Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. Gonna make a song for you. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. Let's go. You're just making whiff songs. I'm gonna have to go ahead and check that out, bro. Shout out to you.
Yo, Frankie's live breaking down the charts. Crypto on the rise, he's playing it smart. Tune in daily, get that market flow. He's showing you the trades, yeah, he's running the show. From Bitcoin to Ether, watch the coins move fast. He's riding those waves, helping you make cash. TA in real-time, strategies on deck. Finding financial freedom, what did you expect? Frankie's got the moves, crypto's what he knows. Breaking down the charts, watching how it goes. Live TA, every day's a win. Join the channel now, let the trading begin. Crypto fans here, community's real. From rookies to pros, they all know the deal. If you want the knowledge, you know where to be. Frankie's live, come and trade with me. Got the market trends from the highs to the lows. He's showing all the secrets, how the crypto flows. No matter your level, you can learn it quick. From charts to coins, Frankie's got the trick. He covers Bitcoin, altcoins, TA's the play. Follow his strategies, you'll be on your way. Building the biggest crypto fam you've seen. All about the freedom, yeah, that's his dream. Frankie's got the moves, crypto's what he knows. Breaking down the charts, watching how it goes. Live TA, every day's a win. Join the channel now, let the trading begin. Crypto fans here, community's real. From rookies to pros, they all know the deal. If you want the knowledge, you know where to be. Frankie's live, come and trade with he. From beginners to masters, they all make the climb. Frankie's showing trades day after day, every time. Crypto's the game, freedom's the key. He's building wealth, just watch and see. So hit that subscribe, don't miss a beat. Frankie's live daily, and his knowledge is sweet. From charts to strategies, come see the plan. He's leading the way to freedom in crypto land.
That was, hey, Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. All right, whoa. We started another one. Shout out to Meme Coin Melodies. That was fire. I appreciate you so much for making that, bro. I like it. And with all that being said, drop some fire in the chat for Meme Coin Melodies. Thank you so much, bro. I'm flattered. And it's Mrs. Candles approved. She was twerking. I don't know if you guys saw that. I had to get her out of here. She was twerking. But guys, with all that being said, drop those flames in the chat for Meme Coin Melodies, and I will see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.